Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm super excited to share with you some of my post-processing technique I use after I finish taking a photo shoot. I want to show you how I organize the files on my external hard drive, how I import those files into Lightroom, make some small adjustments, and then how I send them to Photoshop. Use a retouching program that can help you minimize your editing and your post-processing techniques. Then how I export those files back to my external hard drive, keeping them organized before I send them to the client. So I'm super excited to share with you these things. Hopefully the beginner photographers and the beginner content creators can learn something from me today. But before we get started, I want you to hit that subscribe button. Help me build a channel that I can help others. So let's go on a journey and let me show you some of the things that I do. All right, here is my folder. It's on my external hard drive. I am saving all of my raw files and photos on my Samsung T7 4 terabyte SSD external drive. SSDs are just better for file transfer and writing. They write so much faster. Just a quick overview. This template folder is just an example folder I use before I save any of my files. And as you see, I have saved over 1,327 individual photo shoots or video. I have to have some kind of organization, so when I save it, this template gives me example photos for CR3 raw files. Those are Canon files. You can name it any way you want to. Final edited JPEG. Whenever I finish editing the photos, I export them in JPEG. This is why I save it at, and video files. The file that I want to do today is Jada. Jada, we did this photo shoot on June the 20th. We did it in Kansas City, and we already had got the raw files here. I broke them down to 6 folders. The way I break it down is if I shoot 300 photos, then each out of all those photos, those are different poses. So instead of me going through 300 files at one time, I drop 30 or 40 into one file, then go back in there and then delete the ones I don't need, and it helped me reduce it faster. So today we're going to upload folder number 2. Folder number 2 we shot in black and white, but when we import it, we're going to change it to color, make some edits, and then we're going to save another file in black and white. So let's go to Lightroom. Go to Lightroom. Here I've already have imported some files from previously before I had edited for Jada. Jada is so talented, so natural, and she really made things easier. How are we going to import them? We're going to go to File. We're using Lightroom Classic. It has Camera Raw inside of it. So we go to File, Import Photos and Videos, and then we're going to go over here and we're going to find that folder on my external hard drive. We can go down to Jada, raw files, and we can go to folder number 2. And now it automatically selects all the photos, so we can just upload all of them anyway. Import all these files. As you see to the top left, it's fetching the individual previews. But we're only going to pick one photo to edit. We want to see how we did this section. We shot all in black and white. And so I think we're going to choose this one right here. This one shows is one of the best photos that I think we took. But she got a lot of great ones. She's very comfortable in front of the camera. She's using a lot of her angles of her arms and her chin to make a lot of the great poses. But we're going to use this one because we got some poses here and a hand behind the neck. Well, we're going to go here and go to develop, top right. Go to develop. Now in develop, we got camera raw, so we can make some small adjustments. Of course, we shot this in black and white, so right here in the black and white, we're gonna just uncheck black and white, and then we have color. We don't want to export this file to Photoshop in black and white because we can't change it back to color, so we're gonna edit in color and then change it to black and white later. So right now, we're just going to make some minor adjustments. Just going to add some white. We can bring the temperature down to bring her skin tone back to a natural color, or we can warm it up. I think probably around 5200 would be good for me. For her red lips, I'm just going to make some small color grade adjustments. I'm going to go to saturation And then we're just going to just bring that redness out in her lip. You can maybe bring some shadows down, just bring it down just a little bit. And then we're gonna expose just a tiny hair. All right, so those are all the adjustments that I would make. One of the things that I make sure that my sharpness is at 40. Right now, we shot this in ISO 100, so we don't need to raise any lubricants on any noise reduction. And we don't really need to do a lot of color grading because her hair is natural color brown black. The skin tone is nice and warm, not too saturated. And so now we're going to export this into Photoshop. So we're going to right click on a photo. We're going to go to edit in Adobe Photoshop 2025. And it's going to take this file. We're going to push it to Photoshop. Here we go. And now again, I have some adjustment layers that I have already created. I call Action 1. And you see here, it just go ahead and incorporate a duplicate layer, saturation, vibrance, curve, brightness, and a dodge and burn layer. These are all the layers that I use in my workflow of my post-processing, skin retouching, and so that I don't have to go and create it all over again. I just have an action that go ahead and pull those in. So right now, we don't have to do a lot with Jada because her skin tone is great, but we will try to get rid of some of these small skin imperfections. So we're going to click on the adjustment layer 1, and then we're going to go up to filter, and we're going to go to retouch for me. Retouch for me is an AI program that helps you speed up your retouching. So right now we're going to use dodge and burn. Dodge and burn is going to identify a lot of her skin imperfections. So here, if we click on the eraser is going to show you where the program targets the dodge and burn application. So I'm gonna click back off of it and I'm gonna show you. You see how within seconds, and up here to the top left, you can hold to view the original photo, and you see within seconds, it's just going to smoothen out that skin tone. It's going to target some uneven dark and light spots, and that's going to make them even within seconds. So I have it on 100. I usually bring the warmth up to 50, and then you can go. I normally go back and forth between 75 and 100, but we're going to keep it at 100. We're going to hit apply, and if we go back here to the right on the adjustment layer, we have that eye. We can just turn it off, and we can see how within seconds that helps us reduce that. Now, the other application that I have is going to be the portrait volume. Portrait volume is just going to add a little splash of brightness and target her cheekbones and eyes and lips, and it's just going to brighten it. You see how that is. Well, I don't want to do it that much. We're going to bring it down to about 50. And that will be good. You see how it brightens her eyes, around her lips, make it a little darker around her jawbone, just for some definition. And so that helps us out a lot. We're gonna hit apply. We're gonna go back to the eye, and we can see within seconds how that really reduces some of her blemishes. And now again, like I said, she don't have much, so we're gonna go in here manually, and we're gonna go in here and we're gonna just make some small adjustments. So we're gonna go over here to our heel brush. Go on our heel brush, make this a little bigger. How you make this bigger or smaller, and you're gonna press option, and option is going to, you're just gonna get a test sample of an area that doesn't have any imperfections. Click on that, and then you just slowly get a test sample right here. You place it there, test sample here, place it there, test sample here. And you can just keep going to different areas, but notice if I go over here, then the the sample that I tested was coming from over here in this darker. So wherever you want to make those changes, make sure you keep getting different samples closest to the area that you want to correct. And again, she don't have a lot, but we want to just make her look the best while keeping her still natural in her natural form. The heel brush can also take away some hair, so we're gonna sample here right beside of it, and then we're just going to just replace that and get this hair out of her face, maybe some of her eyes, and then you can sample right in her eye, and you can just replace that simultaneously. So we go over here, toggle off, toggle on, and as you see, within seconds we have that. Now the last thing that I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna use my dodge and burn layer. We click on this, and over here to the left you have your dodge and burn tool. You're gonna click up there, bring that tool up here, and then to the top you have exposure, and we're gonna bring in, the higher you have your exposure, the higher that it's going to burn. So right now we're not going to have it up to 90, probably to 30, and we're going to zoom all the way in, and this is going to help us. We're going to make her eyes a little bright, and then if we turn it off and on, you can see it's just a little bit, just bringing out her eye tone, bring out her shine of her eyes. And then if we want to, we can bring out the brightness in her earrings. And then if we want to, we can make some of her hair just a little dark to give some kind of transition. Give some kind of transition. Give some kind of tone to it. Tone to it. Here, and turn off, turn on within seconds. So after we make that adjustments, we see that she do got some hair flies, some hair strayaways, and we want to kind of sort of clean that up, so we're going to make her hair look a little bit more presentable. So we're going to click on our layer 1 adjustment. We're going to go over here to our clone tool to the left, and then we're going to go up here to make sure our brush is probably at a soft round pressure opacity. You could do hard, but hard makes it a straight line, and with a soft pressure it makes it more feasible. So now we're gonna zoom in just a little bit close this panel, and we're gonna take away some of those strayaways. So we're gonna sample away from the hair, and then we're just going to basically, we're taking samples from somewhere else, and we're kind of sort of replacing them. We don't want to do it too much. We want to still make it look like it's a natural, like we didn't retouch it. The best retouchers are the ones that you don't even know the photo has been retouched. So still working on that technique, because it's an art. I'm gonna do just a little bit. Won't do it too much, because we're gonna run another AI program that's gonna kind of sort of clean that backdrop up. And just want to be creative. And this is just all on my own, so this is all subjective to what people want to do. Do they want to take more time to do this, or do they want to make this a additional service? So I think that's good. Even you can take and go inside of the hair and sample the hair, and then you can duplicate the hair and fill those gaps in. All right, so now I think we're fine with that. If you really want to get picky, we can go up here and replace this gap up here. Sometimes it looks good, and sometimes it doesn't. So you just have to make some judgment calls on your own. This is the before, and this is the after. Then we're going to go up here to my play actions, and we're going to run this background fix with the gap. And it's just going to just target the background and make small adjustments. Toggle off, toggle on. You can see it a little bit. All right, so right now that concludes the minimum adjustments that we did on Photoshop. So we're gonna send it back to Lightroom. We're gonna just hit the X and we're gonna close it and we're gonna save, and it's gonna save it as a TIFF file back to Lightroom. And so we're gonna go back to Lightroom. You're gonna see it just came in to your bottom. There's two files now. One, if you follow my cursor, this is a CR3 file, and then the second one is a TIFF file. That's how Lightroom saves it. Now we're going to take this TIFF file and we're going to export it, and we're going to save it as a JPEG, because that is the conventional format that all pictures are in. So we can go to File, go to Export. We're going to choose where we want to save it at. We're going to save it to the Jada folder. 1322, hit choose, and then we can name it a subfolder any way we want to. So we're going to just do final edit 1, and the only thing I do is scroll down, make sure that it's set to JPEG, quality is 100, and it's set to sRGB. If that's the case, then we'll hit export. All right, now that we have exported it in color, we want to export it in black and white. We're going to just make changes to this TIFF file, not the original file. Go over here, we're going to hit black and white. It's going to automatically change it to black and white. We can make some adjustments to it if we need to. We're just going to make some smaller adjustments. And that's all we're going to do. It's very simple. Edit in color first, so you can have that color file, and then change it to black and white on the TIFF file. So we're going to go and we're going to export that. Export that. Same file, same folder. And then we hit export, and it's going to make a duplicate copy of it. See, it's saying it already exists. We're going to use a unique name so we don't replace over the color file. And now let's go and see. See, these are the two files. This first one is color, and this second one is in black and white. Nice edited photo with Jada, and then we're going to see it in black and white also. So you can also kill two birds with one stone. Jada prefers the black and white. It's more of a moody photo. It definitely captures her beauty. And this concludes my tutorial on how I organize, import, edit, and export photos after every photo shoot before I show the client. Stay tuned for more tutorials as I get more in depth on all my techniques, my styles. Again, this is a start for me. I've been working for 5 years, and I just want to share my experiences with others. And until we meet again, love, peace, and photos.